Welcome to the Digital Tea Room. Today we'll be making the Christmas Mail Express pendant. To make this pendant, you'll need wood veneer, handwriting-patterned washi tape, copper sheet, UV resin, white opal, glow powder, pigment dye, liquid black dye and superglue. Begin by pouring some UV resin into a mixing pot. Add the glow powder and pigment, then mix thoroughly. Gently warm the mixture with a heat gun to help bring the trapped bubbles to the surface, then add 1 drop of liquid black dye. Pour the mixed resin into the silicone mould and cure it under the UV light. We build the resin in 2 layers so that it cures properly throughout the pendant base. Pour in the second layer and cure it again for 180 seconds. The resin section of the pendant is now complete. Remove it from the mould and sand it lightly until the sides are smooth and even. Wet sand the resin base to reduce airborne dust. Always wear suitable protective equipment, including a respirator appropriate for resin dust. The resin base is now ready to be attached to the wood veneer. Apply a thin layer of medium viscosity superglue, spread it evenly with a cocktail stick and place the resin base onto the Wenge veneer. Use scissors to cut closely around the resin base. This saves considerable sanding time. Repeat the process until 3 layers of Wenge veneer have been attached to the back. Allow the glue to dry, using Activator spray if required. Trim the veneer again, then sand every side flat and level. Once the back is complete, begin the front. I'm using lighter white oak veneer because the handwriting-patterned washi tape will eventually be applied over it. Glue the first sheet of white oak veneer to the front and trim around it with scissors. Repeat the process with a second sheet, then sand the edges for a clean, even finish. The pendant now has 3 layers of Wenge veneer on the back and 2 layers of white oak veneer on the front. Make a pilot hole for the screw peg, then carefully drill the hole using a mini lathe. Finally, fit the screw peg into the pendant. Seal the resin base and wood veneer with thin superglue. then use Activator spray to help it set. Next, apply the handwriting-patterned washi tape. I'm using 2 or 3 overlapping layers to create a ghosted effect, as though more pages and a much longer letter are lying underneath. Once you're happy with the position of the writing, use scissors to trim the paper back to the edges of the pendant. After applying the second sheet, you can begin to see the layered effect. I then refit the screw peg. Next, take another piece of wood veneer and experiment with its position. I'm trying different angles to see which complements the pendant best. You can change the arrangement to suit your own design. Use mine simply as a guide. We'd love to see what you create, so tag the digital tea room when sharing your finished piece. I now glue 3 sheets of wood veneer together to form the lower section on the front of the pendant. To produce a straight edge, mark the veneer using a ruler and pen. The veneer is thin enough for all 3 layers to be trimmed together with scissors. Remove most of the excess, then sand back to the marked line until the edge is straight and level. Apply superglue to the bottom corner of the pendant and spread it thinly with a cocktail stick. Position the laminated veneer at your chosen angle and allow it to set. Once secured, cut away the excess wood using a jeweler's saw. You may notice that part of my veneer hasn't bonded completely and is slightly loose. I'm therefore cutting it very carefully, and I'll glue that section securely back into place off camera. I tidy the opposite corner and check the overall appearance. I'm now happy with how the design is coming together. Next, I decide how I want the small copper sheet to sit across the top of the pendant. I mark the required shape and cut it out using a jeweler's saw. Applying a little lubricant wax to the saw blade helps it move more smoothly through the copper. Once cut, I place the copper piece onto the pendant and refine its shape with sandpaper. This takes a little time because I want it to fit properly. I begin with 120 grit paper, then use 80 grit on the mini sanding lathe to level the piece before returning to the sandpaper for further refinement. Once I'm satisfied with the fit, I seal the exposed washi tape and wood veneer. This helps prevent trapped air from producing bubbles beneath the resin coating later. I repeat the sealing process twice. I give the back of the pendant a final sand and check that everything is flat and level. then attach the copper piece. I apply a small amount of superglue to the top corner, position the copper plate and hold it firmly in place, while trying not to glue my gloves to the pendant, which has been known to happen. I remove the screw peg and return the pendant to the mini sanding lathe. I continue shaping it until the sides are flat and even. Then finish refining the overall profile by hand with sandpaper. Once I'm happy with the shape, I sand the copper plate progressively from 240 grit through to 5000 grit. I haven't polished the copper because I'm still testing how polishing compounds might affect the resin coating applied later. We're still learning here at the Digital Tea Room. Finally, I apply a thin layer of glue over the central section containing the handwritten washi tape. I sprinkle on a fine dusting of white opal, which will catch the light and sparkle as the pendant moves. I now seal the front and back of the pendant with thin superglue, then use Activator spray to set it. With the pendant itself complete, we can move on to applying the protective top coat of UV resin. I'm using a Jolo soldering helping hand to steady the pendant while I apply the UV resin freehand. This helps to keep the piece as level as possible. Spread the resin carefully with a cocktail stick. Then gently warm it with a heat gun. This encourages trapped bubbles to rise to the surface before curing. Once you're happy with the coating, cure the pendant under the UV light for 180 seconds. Turn the pendant over and repeat the process on the back. Once again, gently warm the resin to help release as many air bubbles as possible. A few bubbles may remain. This is a home project after all, but we remove as many as we can before curing the back for another 180 seconds. I now return to the front and apply the final domed coating. Spread the resin carefully to produce a smooth, even surface. This stage can be slightly tricky. Although the helping hand steadies the pendant, it can still move, so take your time and be prepared to reposition it. Once you're happy with the front coating, cure it again. Turn the pendant over and apply the final domed coating to the back. Spread the resin evenly, gently warm it with the heat gun and allow the remaining bubbles to rise. Once satisfied with the finish, give the pendant its final cure. And now our Christmas Mail Express pendant is complete. Thank you for joining us on this Christmas journey. We hope you've enjoyed our Christmas special, and we look forward to welcoming you back to the Digital Tea Room very soon. Until then, we hope you have a very Merry Christmas.